talking to Amanda Fox, who has founded a company called Dressability, and it just was so different and out there that I thought we needed to learn about it. Okay, so I'm going to read out Amanda's bio, and then she can fill you in on other things that I may have missed. So Amanda is passionate about her role. She invests quality time in the individuals she supports, urging them to embrace new experiences, ventures into their local surrounding, and nurture their self-assurance. A dedicated personal stylist, her guiding principle is embrace your signature, underscoring her commitment to empowering her clients. With a keen focus on enabling them to seize control of their personal style, she collaborates on crafting accessible, budget-friendly ensembles and fashion accessories that eloquently echo their unique essence. In her capacity as a stylist, her impact extends beyond appearance. It resonates deeply within. She doesn't merely help individuals rock their style, she provides the tools for them to reclaim ownership of their lives, fostering an enduring sense of well-being and empowerment, both internally and externally. And basically, Amanda got on to us through the lovely Lucy. And Lucy's sisters, I think, engaged Amanda to work with Lucy to go out and look at some new clothes when she was going on the Doghouse. It's called the Doghouse, wasn't it? Which, of course, was replayed again this week. And I hope you all watched it.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
I don't like dogs. I watched it.
You don't like dogs, but you watched it just because Luce was on it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, she's lovely. So they all know Lucy. I'll let you know, Amanda, but I'll now hand over to you, love, so you can talk about Dressability and what you do within your company, love.
Okay. Oh, hi, Michelle and everybody. It's nice to meet you all, if not only virtually at this stage. I'm just going to talk a little bit about my business, Dressability, and talk about fashion and styling. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of fun today. I'm just going to try and share my screen with you. So I get that started. Hopefully.
I'm going to mute myself. I've just got a phone call coming in. I'll be 2 seconds.
I got this sorted. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
Oh, starting. Oh, sorry. I had it going. Yeah, I just got to. So a little technical problem, but should be right now. That's all clear now? Can see that? Great. Okay, I'm the founder of a business called Dressability. Dressability came about by me meeting a client one day, and she commented to me about how I was always dressed beautifully and how nice it was to see me because I was dressed like that. And I said to her, well, why is it, you know, she was talking about finding it very difficult to go shopping and dressing and looking great in clothes. And we sort of talked about that. And I said, well, you know, maybe we could go shopping for looking for clothes. And she said that she'd had all the she had Alzheimer's, and so it was a bit more difficult for her to dress and to get out and shop and do things like that. And I said, well, maybe with some extra support we could do that. So Dressability really came about from meeting some of the clients where I used to work in the and still do in the social sector. So I'm an inclusive fashion stylist, and a lot of people say, well, what is an inclusive fashion stylist? I do one-on-one styling, so I take people to the shops, or I do online, and I'm just one-on-one, whatever it is you require or need, or might be for a special occasion or a party or something like that. I also have my pre-love fashion tours, pre-love vintage fashion tours, because I like myself, I like vintage and pre-loved, and have small groups of people of all abilities that come along. And I do wardrobe overhauls, which could also consist of looking at your wardrobe, seeing what you do and you don't wear, what you need. Some of my clients have had acquired disabilities, so what was maybe suitable for them earlier on in their life is maybe not so suitable, so we cull things, or else it's something you don't wear a lot, or different things. So I've gone to clients' household and organized their wardrobe. Sometimes it's for access as well, easy to get in and out and find things.
And I remember I've got my high heels in my closet, still waiting for that.
For the occasion.
No, I can't wear high heels now. So yeah, but because it's so expensive anyway, because I love fashion before my stroke. So yeah.
Yeah, I've often had a look because of quite a few of my clients actually like to wear heels, and finding flat shoes that are attractive, sometimes that are practical, is more difficult, but it is possible.
It is,
or else doing different things with them. Or I find a lot of clients maybe like wearing, if it's a woman, like a longer skirt or dress, so that the shoes aren't so much the feature.
Yep.
And I was going to say, if anyone wants to chat or talk, please jump in. No questions too silly, so please ask away if there's anything you'd like to know. And my background, Dressability, I started off years ago in film and television as a designer and stylist. And so I've always had an eye for colour, pattern and texture. And of the last few years, I've been working in the disability space. So I say I've joined my two passions, my passion for fashion and styling with my love of working with clients in the disability space. And so I started this company called Dressability, and I hope to make shopping sort of fun and pleasurable and also empowering, so that you can feel good about yourself. And I know for myself and many clients, it's not just feeling good on the inside, it's feeling good on the outside and vice versa. So if you're feeling comfortable with who you are and what you're wearing, that will come about. And this is a group tour that I did, a pre-love tour, and one of the clients said, oh, let's just put on some funny hats. And we posed in the shop being all silly. And I can't believe the shop had so many of these crazy hats that we did. And so we had quite a good fun. So the tours can be with like groups of people, of friends, or else they're sometimes groups of people who haven't met each other, just small groups, because for some of my clients, it needs to be accessible to get in and out of shops, as well as I help with the styling. So I don't want too big a group that I can't work with, but we always have a fun time. And yes, it's a great way to meet new people, often people with like-minded interests that like fashion or just being out and about in the community. A lot of my clients, and maybe for yourself and some of the members, you often feel a bit isolated at home sometimes, and being out in the community, I think, is really important. Like I took for granted how much, just going to the shops would be an easy activity for me, but for others, it's not so simple. It's sort of, having to make all those arrangements and get to the shop. So it's having someone like me that can support you and look after you when you're at the shops, and, feeling part of the community and just taking, being part, going into the shops and enjoying. And it's also a great way to build confidence, because the more that you feel good about yourself, it will help you feel empowered about what you do. And here's, we often like to have a little coffee or a cake or something afterwards for the shopping, and it's a great way to sort of talk about the fab purchases we've made or what we've found. And as I said before, it's a great way to meet people. The one-on-one styling I do is just, me and the one client. And I find often when people go to the shops, they find it overwhelmingly amount of choice. So, you might say you want a pair of jeans or you want a white shirt or something, but the choice is overwhelming. And for some clients, that when you get to the shops and there's just too much choice, they just rather leave rather than look. But if you have someone like me there, I'm helping you with your choices, because we've already spoken before we go out about what it is you're looking for and how I can help support you in the shopping experience. And some of my clients are either don't like escalators or lifts, or they find the noise in the shops too much, or strobing lights very uncomfortable. So we have had to leave a shop before, or else we just find a quiet corner. And as well, with some of my clients that I've had with strokes and all types of different clients, we take it at your pace, because I understand that, you know, you can't always rush things. You need to have a break sometimes. So if we need to find a seat and take a little break or go somewhere quiet, that's all worked out before. So it's just, you just need to let me know that you're feeling a bit fatigued, and yes, we'll just find somewhere quiet to relax. I can also help with changing and trying on clothes if you're comfortable with that. My client, which I'll show you later, who'd had a stroke, she had her arm a bit paralysed. So trying things on and lifting over her head was difficult. So I would help her in the change rooms. And also I can run in and out from the change rooms and get different sizing or outfits that you need to help you. And I mentioned about the fatigue and breaks and taking time, and it's also about being social and being in the community and enjoying yourself, building confidence and self-esteem, and aphasia. Did I pronounce that right? I hope so.
Yes, you did.
Yes. A few clients with that sort of makes them feel a bit nervous when they're going out to the shops, like if a sales assistant asks them. And I've found with some people that the more nervous they get, the more they tend to stutter or forget words and things. So I'm there to help support you and help you in expressing what it is you want. And I remember shopping with Lucy, that I'll show you some pictures before, and she felt the sales assistant kept coming to me to ask what she wanted to wear and was holding everything up. And I said, oh no, this is for Lucy. We're shopping for Lucy here. And it was nice for Lucy to feel like she was having some control over her choice, because I understand when often with people with disabilities and things like that, control feels like it's been taken away from you a lot. So I want to empower you to feel like you have choice and you have control. And with fashion, that is your choice and your decision of what colours and shapes and things you'd like to wear. And that's where I've got what works for you. So depending on what works for you, in the sense that if you like casual clothes or you like something formal, you know, we've already discussed that beforehand. And I also take into regard, depending on your abilities, that some clothes with zips or buttons and things, we work out at the shops that if something's going to be buttoned up from the back, that might not work for you. That might be too difficult. Or simple things like shoelaces, getting a pair of shoes, maybe Velcro works a little bit better because it's easier to put on and off. So a lot of these things that I help work out with my clients as well. And I was just showing you an example of, you know, when you say, oh, I'd like a white dress or I'd like a black and white outfit, you can get to the shops and you can see an overwhelming choice, and it does become a bit daunting. So it's, for me to pick, having you describe to me what colours or styles or something you like, I'll try and work that through with you, and what looks good on you as well, what sort of suits you. And now is going to talk a bit about Lucy, who we spoke about earlier. Lucy's sister came to me and she was looking, she was going to go on television for the Doghouse to do this program, and she was saying she wanted an outfit and have some other outfits. And she thought, you know, what a great service that I had, being, you know, understanding abilities and disabilities, as well as, you know, having a fashion and styling background. So I got to Lucy's place and her sister had sort of laid out some colours and things that Lucy likes, of the tones and shapes and things that we're looking for. And here's Lucy in the change room. We're trying something on. And she also got quite a few more clothes when we were shopping as well. So she likes jeans and shirts. So we tried a few different sort of outfits on. And just showing you, that's the shirt. It's a beautiful linen shirt, but obviously very crushed. But I say that's the look of linen sometimes. Has that
Exactly.
look about it. And in the change room, I have this photo. A friend said, "Oh, why have you got a photo of a change room?" And I've found that it's becoming more common now. But I was in Zara the other day, and they had an accessible change room, so it was quite a big space. So it was great to like fit a wheelchair. And I was with my client who's visually impaired, so we go shopping with her guide dog Violet. So we had plenty of room for, I've said, the three of us. So it was Violet, me and my client. So it's often really good nowadays. And also, if it's level, sometimes change rooms are like downstairs, upstairs, or around. So I sort of help the client navigate that, or help them up and downstairs, or whatever it is, or trying shoes on to find a chair. So it's quite important when going shopping. And this is at Lucy's house with the film crew and everyone there just about before she does the shoot. I think this is a little bit of a chat that they did. I think all of you have seen that program. I watched it when it came out. It was really wonderful. And this is her and her sisters from the doghouse.
I'm going to ask, when was that on TV?
I think it was last year it was originally on, yeah.
Yeah, but it was replayed on Tuesday night or Monday night.
Yeah.
Monday or
Okay.
Tuesday.
Yeah, it was replayed just recently. Because Christine sent out a text saying it was going to be shown, so I had a look at it.
Oh,
So there you go.
oh, good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a great fun day, and we bought, Lucy ended up buying quite a few other bits and pieces, which was lovely. But she was wonderful to me, and she was actually going to study design. So we had quite a bit to talk about when we had coffee and chatting clothes afterwards. So yeah, it was a lovely experience meeting Lucy.
Well, I have to say to you, Lucy's one of those people that's just a delight, isn't she?
Yes.
She always makes me smile. Really, I don't know why. There's very few people who always make me smile, but she's one, and it's often, can I say to you, people with aphasia. So Lucy has that presence about her, as did Paul Felton, and you too, Alan. You always make me smile, love. You know, Daddy, you make me scowl, love.
That's biased because of the West, I say.
Sorry, love, interrupting.
No, that's great. I like it, opening the conversation. That's good. And also I've given a few stories about women, but I do men's styling as well. So for men, it's maybe not going into the change rooms as much, it's depending, but you can come out and try. I was doing suits for someone not long ago and sort of, checking with shoulders and arms and things. And often sometimes with people, you might find something, and I have tailors that I can recommend to you as well, because some things might need to be a bit shortened or the arms aren't working for you. So, and that's for everyone, really, like depending on what we get. And this is Linda. I don't know if everyone knows Linda. I've known Linda for a few years now.
I don't know, Linda. Does anybody know Linda?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, I don't think she's
very well.
part of it now, but Linda was she is a stroke survivor herself, and she was a pattern maker. And her husband contacted me because he loved my bio and the fact that, I'm a creative design person, and Linda needed some outfits. And Linda would always say, I'm very picky. And I went, well, you need to be picky. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I took her out shopping, she hadn't been shopping without her husband or her family or anyone else. So she was very shy and very quiet. And, you know, it was a case of getting to know each other and for her to trust me and, you know, to make suggestions. And yeah, we've had, I'm still working with Linda now, years later, and we have a great relationship. And yeah, sometimes, yeah, she has the forgetting words or things, but we always seem to have this language where we understand each other. And I, you know, I know what she wants, and sometimes I don't. We can chat about it, and we get there eventually. But this is her in the David Jones change room, and she's about to try something on we're going shopping for. And this is a lovely review that her husband gave me, and it says, accompanied by Amanda, issues such as accessibility and fatigue become much more less daunting. Amanda is reliable, trustworthy, and exudes empathy. I couldn't recommend her more highly. So it was really lovely from her husband.
Photo too.
And this is Linda and I call it Pretty in Pink. So this is, as you can see, over COVID, where I had to wear a mask, well, the 2 masks. And Linda hadn't seen me for a while. And when I'd walked in, she didn't know who it was because I had so many masks on. I'm going, Linda, it's me. And she needed some winter outfits. So she'd had a fall, and so she was in rehab, and so she was in the rehab and then in a nursing home for a short while. And because her husband and I knew what Linda wanted, he'd called me up. So I'd taken in a few outfits for her, having known what she likes, also giving her some choices. And so we picked some outfits, and I was just really thrilled that she liked the pink because I'm a pink lover as well. So we took that selfie picture of us.
It's more like a what's it called? The blush.
Yeah,
Like pink, yeah.
yeah, not the pink, not the Barbie pink. So
Yeah,
much.
no.
I've been saying to friends that I love pink, but I'm a bit over it even.
Yeah.
It's just everywhere.
Let's not talk about it, Maria, shall we?
And yeah, just this park view was just makes me think about, like, having taken Linda out and even Lucy. It's once you've taken a lot of the pressure and the obstacles that you might have with shopping, you can kind of relax and enjoy. And it really, I saw her help her empowerment in her way of feeling about herself, and she became more relaxed and more keen to go out. And so I always find it's great, not just for your physical well-being and stuff, but mental health wise. I think it's what people judge you by. I mean, we all look at someone and we're not judging them like, oh, this isn't this label or that, but we look at them, and if you're presented in a way you know, in a nice way, then people are looking at you like that. So like clothes are, of course, they're functional, but they also can also mean something about who we are. We can be individual in our style, or we don't have to be individual, whatever suits you. But I find with some clients with disability, they feel, they say to me, they often feel invisible because people only see their disability rather than see them. So fashion is something for them to feel good about themselves and show the world that, you know, I don't just need to wear track pants if I don't want to, because that's just simple and easy. I can wear whatever I like.
Yeah, I think that's really important, actually, because I think it's very easy, isn't it, for us to be dismissed. And because it's really hard to get into some outfits, we tend to always go for the big overflowing ones, the ones that don't necessarily show off our better qualities. And I think it's one of those things that happens as we get older too. We don't tend to look at ourselves in the same way. And yeah, but it's a great way to do things. I'm really impressed with it.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. Can I ask a question there on sort of that subject?
please. In terms of, it's the first time I've been buying clothes now, maybe about 4 years or so. I'm now stuck in a wheelchair. Is there any rule of thumb for buying clothes for wheelchair wearers? Should it be a size bigger or whatever? Or what do you recommend?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
There's actually, which is fantastic and more so, it's much bigger in the States and the UK, but it's coming here where we have a lot of adaptive fashion now.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great adaptive wear for wheelchair users and other people, where it makes the seating comfortable and easy to put on as well. So you're not having to worry about zips and buttons and things, which are really hard to put on and off. So there's a few, and one of them is an Australian label, or there's a couple of Australian labels which I'd really support. They have online as well.
I think
that you can
Target
buy.
has started to move on in the
Accessible.
realm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know Tommy
I
Hilfiger.
don't tend to shop in Target, sorry.
I don't.
Well, but I mean, it's one of those things, though, isn't it, Dan? There's no reason why you shouldn't go shopping, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be picking out your clothes for yourself. You know,
mean, for things like that, I'm currently buying a suit, so I've always worn wool suits.
yeah,
To sit in a wheelchair, does wool gather up, or look bulky or something? Sorry,
Yep.
there's noise here.
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, so Tommy Hilfiger, you were saying, was into it.
Yeah, because he has a son that's is on the spectrum. So he started to think about fashion in a very different way.
Oh,
And now he's doing trainers with Velcro jeans. Yeah. And also, I believe in this too, about elevating fashion, as I was saying about the tracksuit pant, the idea of that you don't, because you might have harder to put clothes on or find clothes doesn't mean that you can't wear whatever you want to wear. And it's with a bit more support and a different way of thinking. I always say you have to know the rules to break the rules. So I know the fashion rules and what goes with what, but as long as I know them, then I can look at somebody and go, I spoke to a lady who'd recently had to have her leg amputated through diabetes. And she said, I don't know what to do with all my clothes, or shall I get them adjusted? And she was asking that. And then I said to her, do you want to, it all depends, and say no if you don't want to, but she was getting a prosthetic limb. And I said, do you want to rock your prosthetic limb? And she said, what? And I said, well, and I've noticed on the catwalk, so many people with prosthetic limbs are wearing like short skirts going, here I am. This is me.
I agree. It's much more out there now, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. And we're talking about 1 in 5 in the community worldwide lives with a disability, whether it's visible or, or invisible. And it's a huge market of people that have been completely overlooked.
Yeah.
And remember, when people with a disability, particularly young people with a disability, were dressed like old women, and that's changing now too, I think, which is tremendous, because it sort of put people in a box and left them there, didn't it? And so now things are quite more changed, and so they should. It's tremendous.
That's why I say about elevating. It's kind of like, oh, you look invisible, stay invisible, rather than some 27-year-old like Lucy's not going to want to wear something that somebody in the 60s wearing.
Yeah. Well, that's right. And Lucy's a beautiful young woman with a lovely body, and her stroke, doesn't necessarily affect her as physically either. But she wants to look her best.
Yeah. And now there's, and if you do want to rock your tracksuit pants, which are very fashionable now, if you buy the designer ones.
I actually can't find a nice pair of tracksuit pants. I am just putting it out there. I am looking, and I have been all year, but haven't been able to find a nice pair of tracksuit pants.
Oh, you're talking to the right person. But and I've just with this little slide of just how dressing, I think, increases your energy, because if you're feeling good about yourself and you've been out in the community, you're building confidence and self-esteem. And so you're more likely to do it again and to go out again and enjoy the shopping.
Yeah,
And
I love
looking-
shopping, but my husband doesn't.
I'm sure your husband does.
He's got the bill.
That's what he probably doesn't like the most.
Exactly.
And I also thinking about what looks stylish on each individual client, because we're all different. We've all got features that we want to accentuate or not. So it's a
Some we
very
want to hide.
individual.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, see, since I broke my leg, I have 2 different size legs, you see. So buying shoes for me is quite difficult. And also what I wear is quite difficult. And I can't necessarily wear high shoes, but I'm working on that. But the other thing is I'm wearing more pants, because you don't want people to basically notice that one leg is bigger than the other either. You know what I mean?
Mm. And then in the pants, there's so many different styles, and what would be look good, wide-legged, tapered-legged,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Varies. And also I'm thinking about accessible clothes, like we were discussing, clothes that are, if you can't put a jacket on, what sort of jacket could you wear? Or would you wear something else more like a cape, or, you know, different things like that. But if you want something warm, so I'm constantly thinking and looking into that, researching what's out there and fashionable.
Mm.
And this is a picture of Linda.
She looks great.
This was only
She
last
does
week.
that.
Can you see this clearly? Because I've got something over the top, but you can see the,
Yeah, we can see Linda clearly. She looks great.
yeah. And I was saying to her, she said, I love the colour, I love the pattern, I love everything about it. And when
Yeah.
I saw it at the shop, I was going, this is Linda. I'm hoping she's liking it. I'm hoping it's fitting. And so just show a few shots of
Oh,
Linda.
see, that's
I'm
nice.
going,
Look at that
Like
sleeve.
a zebra.
show the sleeve. Yes.
She looks
And
great.
And I'm going, work it, Linda, work it.
And Linda was working it. Good on Linda.
And I just thought it was just so wonderful, and she was so happy, and it's just
Enjoying
an example
herself.
of how it can lift your spirits.
Yeah.
And she was
Yeah.
really,
Exactly.
and
So how did you get the clothes out of the shop to go and see Linda? Did they give it to you on spec, or did you have to pay for them and then return them?
yeah, I pay for them and return them. So I mean, I've been doing this for a little while because Linda's in a nursing home at the moment. So
Right.
most of my clients I take out or go to their home, but because I've known Linda and her husband, that yeah, I've organised this. So he pays me, and I keep all the receipts, and, you know, I go backwards and forwards. But because I know a lot about what she likes and what colours and things, I sort of have a bit of an idea anyway.
Mm.
And like you were talking about shoes, she has, well, one foot is very swollen now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
finding shoes was very difficult, because
Yeah.
wide ones were not easy for her. So, and finding Velcro shoes and shoes that weren't vinyl was difficult.
Oh, yeah.
too.
And it was just up until just recently when I'd have to buy 2 pairs of the same shoe. One was in a bigger size than the other. And so that, you know, it's double the cost if you think about that. It's double the cost to buy a pair of shoes. And,
Mm.
you know, 2 shoes are just never worn.
Oh dear. And so, yeah, this is my website and my social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. And here I wanted to offer you, all of you who are here today, a 15-minute free discovery session, specialised discovery session, where I chat to you about what you might want going shopping, or what might suit you, and so I either do that by I can do it online Zoom session, or I can do that by FaceTime or anything, or phone chat, and we just get to talk a little bit about what you're looking for, what you want, what ideas, and how I can best help you. So if I was speaking to Michelle, if you're interested, and I can give you an update of things that are coming, you can leave your email with Michelle, and I can send you some updates and this free discovery session that I'd like to offer you guys for being part of the webinar today.
So
And
oh, sorry, keep going and then I'll ask the question.
okay, yeah, because there's a hand raised, I see. And this is my new business card, Dressability. And yeah, just in the corner there is my website if you wanted to scan that for having a closer look.
And are those shoes flat? Can I ask before we go any further, are those shoes flat?
No, they actually got a little heel like that, thin.
Oh, okay, too
But
high.
they're
Never mind.
quite comfortable, but being narrow, I've got narrow feet, but
Yeah, I've got
my narrow shoes are not good if you've got wider feet.
no, that's right. That is right. So somebody has their hand up. Who has their hand up? Dan, you want to ask a question, love?
I do. I'm on mute because there's some drilling in the background. I hope it's not too bad.
No.
Amanda, I'm just curious, Sam. I have to go somewhere soon where I have to dress quite well. One thing is bugging me, trying to tie a tie. Do you have recommend such a thing as something like a clip-on tie or something?
You can,
Yeah, I'm sure there are clip-on ties, yeah, or else you could have, depending on what you wanted, have it already tied, and then you get someone just to fix it up at the last bit. But there are clip-on ties.
they just don't pull it too tight, Dan.
No,
You have to be selective about who you got to do that, love.
dead right, I know. Okay, so is there any way you recommend to get a clip-on tie?
I think you have to go online. A couple of years ago, I went looking for ties for my dad. This is 4 or 5 years ago. And we couldn't find anything in Burwood area.
Tyrac used to have them. And the other thing Tyrac had, and I don't even know if Tyrac's still around, you may be able to say, Amanda, is they also had the ones that were on a piece of
The elastic sort of thing.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
elastic
that you slip over your head.
Yeah.
and I remember getting those for Lachlan when he was younger, and you can get bow ties from them too. They were really good. Yeah. So
Jason tells me that those are called, there are security ties. They're called security ties.
right.
So that then they can't.
So if someone tries to pull on the tie, it doesn't pull their face down or whatever. If they're fighting with security,
Oh, okay.
they're the elastic ones.
Oh, they're the elasticals. I got you. And the other place,
Thank you.
Amanda, you probably might know more about this than me, but I'm thinking David Jones and Maya would have clip-on ties as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they probably would have a few, but they're not a lot. They have a lot of other ties. But if there would be the clip-on or the elastic ones, or else I suggest if there was a particular tie, to actually have it sort of loosely done for you. If there was someone to be able to just finish it off, like tighten it for you.
Yep, and you could certainly get somebody to, I'm always tying Lachlan's ties, and it depends which sort of knot you want with a tie as well. And if it's one of, what do they call that really formal one? The formal knot?
Bow tie. Oh,
Windsor knot. Yeah, Windsor knot. Yeah, I like those. I think they look really smart.
Yeah.
Amanda, I'm going to ask your prices. What sort of price do you charge for, for taking somebody out to go shopping?
Well, for a 2-hour session with like the half an hour before of research and conversation and stuff is around $300.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite reasonable. And I mean, I've got my daughter's wedding coming up next year, and I'm looking at going to David Jones and paying for a stylist there. So it's the same sort of thing as that, isn't it? Where you basically get shown a variety of different things that might suit.
Yeah. And yeah, the difference, me being inclusive, is depending on the client, and you're saying, having different disabilities or abilities, it's like I have sorted all that out for you a little bit too. So we've sort of factored that in, whether you don't like small spaces, loud spaces, or you want this type of thing or that. But yeah, the fashion aspect of it is kind of, yeah, working out what you want, what your budget is, what sort of styles suit you, and
No budget.
yeah.
I just shop.
Oh no.
And maybe you might like to come on the pre-loved shopping tours.
I don't think so.
Robert wouldn't let her on that.
He would have no idea.
One of the fantastic charity shops, because they believe in what I do, give my clients 25% off everything store wide, and they got great shoes, jewelry, handbags, everything.
Excellent.
Because I used to. That's
Where is that based at? Where is that based at?
In the inner west, so near you.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So whereabouts?
In the inner west, in Roselle.
Oh, in Roselle. Okay.
Because they've got Jimmy Choo sneakers now, and that's fabulous.
Got Jimmy Choo sneakers, which of course you've purchased,
Yeah.
lady.
Of course, Amy.
Well, I don't. Is there anybody else on the line that has a pair of Jimmy Choo shoes? No.
It's a
And
sneaker.
other than Amy, she's the only person I know who owns a pair of any Jimmy shoe. What do you say?
And I love the fact that you mentioned Zara earlier, because I took my daughter over to America. I think it was in 2012, and she was about 16 at the time. No, she was getting close to 18. And we went to every Zara store in New York, and every time we went into Zara, it was welcome to Zara. Welcome to Zara. I tell you, I still have nightmares with welcome to Zara.
And Princess Catherine wears that
Oh, does she wear Zara?
brand. Yeah.
Ah, there you go. Oh.
I get a lot of stuff from Lifeline in Newtown
Lifeline in Newtown.
and Red Cross and St Vinny's.
Well, obviously, yeah, by the sound of it, Amanda accommodates that shopping too. And it's amazing what you find there, particularly shoes.
Yes.
Those sort of places, they have the best shoes. Really, they do. And often they will get stuff from David Jones Meyer, etc. So rather than throwing them out, they'll send them off to St Vincent de Paul or Lifeline or whomever. They're great places.
Yeah, often they're brand new. I've got shoes for a client. I have a client who's visually impaired, and the one we're going with the guide dog, and she saw these great shoes in a secondhand shop, and they were quite high. And I said, "Oh, Kirsten, do you think you can wear them?" She was 27, and I'm thinking, of course she wants to wear high-heeled shoes.
Exactly.
And I was thinking, and she said, "Oh no, I'm going out to dinner with my mum tonight." So I thought, "Oh, that's okay." And she picked up these shoes. They were brand new, both liked them. And then they were really, really quite, I think they were like $10 or something. And we picked them up and looked at them. And at the back, they had zips and they had buckles at the front. And not only, they were so easy for her to put on. It was a must.
Yeah. How lovely.
Yes. So I have clients that, love the pre-love vintage shopping, as well as some that, we go to David Jones and different in stores. So it's depending on what your budget is and what you like. But pre-loved is pretty good, well, sustainable wise, and as well as that you get some amazing bargains.
Yeah. And it's ethical shopping these days, isn't it? Because there's so many people who just wear an outfit once and then toss it out.
Yeah.
I think if I
out of landfill.
I think if I was in Port, I would go to the op shop. It would be all old people.
Oh, it's not, Amy. Having gone to the op shops in Port Macquarie several times, love, I rather like it. And the other place that has excellent op shops, if anybody's ever up that way, is Ballina. Ballina has fabulous op shops.
Yes.
And
Oh yeah.
Iluka. Iluka.
Ellen, be quiet.
Yes. Yes.
Where do you get your clothes?
Pardon?
Where do you get your clothes from?
Not from any of those shops.
No.
Do you go shopping, Alan, or does Judy buy them for you?
Yeah, yeah.
He goes with me.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There
My
you
husband
go.
would be the same.
These people who just insist on dressing their partners, not acceptable, really.
No.
So Amy,
If Robert, if he picks something, I was like, go into our bedroom and change it. It's like, that's terrible.
Oh my
Like,
God.
you've got to be kidding me.
No. Yeah, my daughter won't let her partner wear a colour if it clashes with the colour she's got
Yes,
on.
exactly.
Oh, it's not exactly, it's outrageous, really. I don't know what you lot are thinking, but never mind. All righty, well, we're getting close to the end of the day and I've got to go fight with a bank, everybody, so we all know how long it's going to take me.
Again.
Again,
Yeah, good
yet
luck,
again.
bank. Good luck, bank.
Yeah, indeed. Good luck, bank. Let's see if I have to raise my voice this time. So if anybody does want to have a further chat with Amanda, I'll need your permission to give Amanda your email addresses so she can send you some information and set up a Zoom meeting with you as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's discussion. I certainly did. It was really interesting and I love it, I have to say. to you.
It's always fashion.
Well, but again, it's opportunity, isn't it, for people with a disability that we haven't thought about before, but it's so important. And I think the points that Amanda raised in regards to independence and how we feel about ourselves and mood and all of that impacts our lives, it's really important. And how we dress is part of that. And, look back on how we dressed prior to when we had the disability and now and have a look at yourself. I mean, I was like you, Amy, I loved high heel shoes.
High heels.
Yeah, and now I can't wear them. And I find that that's a real drawback for me. And, it's one of those things that is a goal going forward. I'm going to get back into high heel shoes, even if they're that high. And by that, I mean an inch, but I'm getting back into an inch high heel shoe, I tell you.
Well, don't worry. I've got 8-inch high heels and all of my shoes are still there.
I think you'll need to take a photo of your shoe cabinet and send it to me. I think that would be it. So does anybody have any further questions of Amanda before we end this session?
Dan?
Dan, have you just got your hand up because it's been up, love?
I beg your pardon. I just have some news to share with the team of the SRA attendants, if I may, Michelle.
Yes, certainly. Go right ahead.
If anybody's interested, just tell them I was able to get very easily able to get tickets to Paul McCartney last week, and when they went on sale, they're doing a pretty good disabled rate.
Oh, which one is that, Dan?
Paul McCartney's he's playing in Sydney.
Paul McCartney is doing a disability rate, is he?
Yes, at Stadium Australia. There's a good
at Stadium Australia. Rate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we might get some information about that, Maria, and maybe put it out on Facebook.
Isn't he old? Really,
no.
really?
Oh,
no.
Amy.
Excuse me.
Like 80?
Oh, 80, you and a young lady.
Okay.
So there are some people who are getting very close to being banned on these things, Amy.
She's definitely one of them.
She's definitely one of them. Anyway, everybody, a big hand and a thank you to Amanda for presenting for us today because it was incredibly interesting.